What's happening, y'all? Today, we're going to talk about the Foolio 4 murder trial because the verdict is officially in. And let me tell y'all right now, this case just changed a lot of lives forever. Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and Davion Murphy were all found guilty on charges connected to the murder of Jacksonville rapper Charles Jones, better known as Julio Foolio. And what got people talking online was the emotional reaction coming out of that courtroom. Because once that guilty verdict got read, reality finally hit. Now, if y'all been following this story from the beginning, you already know prosecutors painted this as a planned ambush tied to the ongoing Jacksonville gang war. According to prosecutors, this wasn't random. They said the suspects traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa, tracked Foolio across multiple locations, and waited for the right opportunity to strike. And prosecutors kept repeating one word during trial: hunted. They told the jury Foolio was hunted down. Now, the prosecution's theory was basically this: Foolio and his people were celebrating his birthday in Tampa, moving from location to location, posting online, going live, and dropping locations. And prosecutors believed the defendants were watching the entire time. And this right here is where social media started becoming a major part of this case. Because investigators use Instagram stories, phone data, location tracking, surveillance footage, text messages, and Airbnb records. Pretty much everything. And honestly, this trial became another reminder that in 2026, digital evidence is dangerous. Back in the day, cases depended heavily on eyewitnesses. Now, phones tell stories, cars tell stories, and social media tells stories. And prosecutors basically tried to connect every movement together piece by piece. They argued the suspects followed Foolio through Tampa before the shooting happened outside that hotel. And according to testimony, multiple shooters allegedly opened fire while Foolio was trapped near the parking lot. Now, one thing that stood out during this trial was how hard the defense fought back, because every defense attorney basically argued the same thing. The state is assuming too much. Some said there wasn't enough physical evidence. Others questioned phone tracking. Others questioned gang testimony. And some straight up said prosecutors couldn't prove their client actually participated in the shooting. But in the end, the jury still came back with guilty verdicts. And that's the part that got social media going crazy. Because for months, people online debated whether prosecutors had enough, whether the evidence was weak, whether this was all internet speculation. But once those verdicts came back, everything changed. And I ain't gonna lie, seeing Sean Gathright crying hit people differently online. Because moments like that remind everybody this ain't entertainment anymore, this is real life. Now, another thing people keep bringing up is the female defendant, Alicia Andrews. Because earlier, in the broader case, she was not convicted the same way as the others. She was previously found guilty of manslaughter, but acquitted on conspiracy charges connected to the murder case. And online, that immediately sparked debates. Some people saying she got lucky, others saying prosecutors couldn't fully figure out the intent the same way. And honestly, that's what makes conspiracy and murder cases complicated. Everybody's alleged role gets examined differently. Now, one thing prosecutors heavily leaned on during this trial was the idea that this situation was coordinated. They pointed to vehicles, movements, social media, and communications between people involved. And prosecutors basically said this wasn't chaos, this wasn't planning. But here's where things just got deeper. Because this trial wasn't about one shooting. This case represents years of Jacksonville street politics, rap beef, retaliation, internet trolling, diss tracks, and gang tension spilling into real life. And if you really followed the Jacksonville scene, you already knew this beef been escalating for years. And that's honestly why this case got so much national attention, because it became bigger than Foolio himself. It became rap culture, gang culture, internet culture, and real violence all colliding together. Now, at this point, the conversation online has shifted. People aren't asking, did they do it? Now, people asking, what happens next? Because prosecutors are reportedly seeking severe punishment, and some of these defendants are facing life changing consequences. And honestly, that crime footage from Sean Gathright, that's probably going to become one of the defining visuals of this entire case. Because in that moment, all the internet stuff disappears. No trolling, no music, no image, just consequences. But let me know what y'all think down below. It's the pressure room. Like, share, subscribe.